So I've just stepped out of my house and I'm off for a walk in the snow, and I'm suddenly really aware of just how much snow there is. It's actually drifting. So off I go into the wilderness of snow. So this is the lodge today. It's frozen all the way along there. That's the situation. Hello there, this one is called How to Recognize a Spiritual Warrior. Are you a spiritual warrior? Let's find out. I have a lot of people approaching me these days on social media and through other ways, and I'm asked the same question over and over again. Why do I suffer from anxiety and depression? Why do I feel so awful? How come it is that a lot of the time I just wonder what the point of anything is anymore? Serious stuff, isn't it? Well, here's the point. Congratulations if you feel depressed, if you feel seriously upset. Wonderful news. I'm really happy for you. So what about these people that walk around with smiles on their faces and they're always happy and positive and outgoing, and they're the life and soul of the party, they're very friendly, and they're so likeable? Shame on you. Shame on a lot of you. So what on earth am I on about this morning, you must be wondering at this point. Okay. Nothing is as it seems. The way you recognize a spiritual warrior is you recognize someone with the courage to face things as they are. The courage to have empathy. So what is empathy? Empathy is about the ability to feel what others are feeling. Now, if you're alive on this planet and you have any empathy at all, you can expect that you're going to spend a certain amount of your time in states of depression, and some of states will be states of deep depression, and also likewise it is completely predictable that you will experience some anxiety and a whole raft of other emotions and feelings which people tend to regard, especially what I would call like the spiritual newborns. The spiritual newborns regard these to be negative. Ooh, that terrible word, negative. Well, that's it, you see. If you are capable of experiencing what I call a full raft of emotions, a full spectrum of emotions, that includes the greatest joy and happiness and the deepest, darkest depths of despair. If that's what you experience in your life, welcome to the brotherhood and the sisterhood of the spiritual warriors. You are one of us. Anyone who's got a subscription to this channel, I can pretty much guarantee you're one, because you have had the guts to watch all sorts of things on this channel. What I have done is I've shown you the unvarnished aspects of myself, and I'm going to continue to do so. I show you the difficult stuff as well as the joyful stuff. That's what it is to be fully alive. You can recognize those people who've got the teeth of the matrix firmly embedded in them, because they walk around with a smile on their face and nothing ever seems to bother them, because they've wrapped themselves up in a layer of insulation, so the suffering and the traumas and the upsets of other people and animals don't touch them anymore. They're immune, or so they think. Actually they're not, they're just in this bubble of superficial protection, which means that they don't feel. That's really disturbing, and this is one of the reasons why I strongly recommend to anyone who's on antidepressants to get off them slowly, steadily, and I'm going to use that rather peculiar term, man up, woman up, get real, face what it is to be alive today in the 21st century. If you're taking antidepressants so you don't feel bad, it's time that you took a real look at that life choice and to realize that you're paying the worst possible price. Because antidepressants and such drugs, all they do is they numb the person so they don't feel properly anymore. It's very important to take a very wise, cautious approach to going off them steadily and slowly and inexorably until you're off them. And then embrace what it is to be fully alive. And you can join the brotherhood and the sisterhood of the spiritual warriors, because that's what we are. People who feel all of the feelings in life. We're the warriors. We're the ones who've got the courage. We're brave enough to experience life as it is, not as the Matrix might have us believe it should be, all wrapped up in metaphorical cotton wool, not really feeling anything. So let's go into a bit of detail here. One of the ways you can tell whether you're a spiritual warrior or recognize a spiritual warrior, if they sit down and they watch a film or a TV show and it's got violence and suffering in, they will be moved by it. They will feel all of the pains of the actors on the screen. If a blow is launched at the protagonist, they will stagger back from that blow. If someone thrusts a sword into somebody's gut, they will feel it going into their gut, and it will feel like hell. So what some spiritual warriors choose to do is to limit their exposure to that, but they don't actually cut themselves off from it completely. That would just be cowardice, wouldn't it? Because we've got the situation of the world being as it is, full of trauma, suffering, violence and all the rest of it, as well as the beauty, the joy, the wonder of nature, which you're seeing as I'm taking this walk through this most beautiful snow-covered scene. So this is the true nature of being fully alive and becoming awake. You're fast asleep if you live your world in a lovely world of smiles and happiness, and everything's so joyful and everything's so wonderful and nothing touches you at all. You're scarcely awake. You're almost completely fast asleep, no matter what you might watch, you might study. Really, you've given in. You've actually failed the test of being a human being, because you're actually choosing to remove yourself from a significant part of what existence is about. If you are able to feel the suffering of others, even in something like a film or a TV show, you're there, you've done it, you're a spiritual warrior, and good for you, because you can take those awarenesses, and particularly this awareness, if you feel like it's too much, this world, it really is too much, just the degree of things that's going on, I can barely cope with it. You get the ultimate gold star, you get the PhD, you get the doctorate, because you are feeling things to such an extent that it's even an issue to the extent to which you can really be here. Yeah, this is a really great sign. Now what some other people will do, and I have great compassion for them, is they will take street drugs like heroin and such like things and become totally selfish. It's a terribly awful consequence of taking those drugs, but it leads to rampant self-absorption, total selfishness, and an inability to empathize, and an inability to connect with what's going on in the world. So if a person is choosing to come off something as harmful as that, it's an amazing journey that they take themselves into, and then they get to take this even more amazing journey out when they start to become able to feel what is. And it does take courage to be fully alive today and to feel all of the feelings. That's how you recognize if you're a spiritual warrior, and that's how you recognize other spiritual warriors. So join the brother sisterhood, because we are getting stronger, and there are more and more of us, and we are becoming more and more wide awake, and we refuse to numb ourselves with alcohol, street drugs, doctors, pharmaceutical drugs. We choose to feel what is, no matter how challenging that may be. And we are the gift to the world. That's what we are. And I'm not going to go into any more details about that now, but just let me say that I've set something in motion there. Seeds have been sown, they will sprout, we will water them and nurture them and see how that one develops. Thank you very much indeed.